Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kajuri Alameen. Extremely grateful to wake up breathing into a day once again that I never seen before. Never seen before. In a day that I'll never see again. So I am very, very grateful to be among the breathing this morning. My word of wisdom this morning, I'm going to speak about resentments. Resentments. A lot of us are stuck because we're dealing with a lot of resentments in our lives, whether we are aware of it or not. Some people are aware of it, some people are not aware of it. But resentments is a very, very human emotion. The definition for resentments is a bitter indignation at having been treated unfairly, displeasure, irritation, hate, ill feelings. Let me say this again. The definition for resentments, a bitter indignation at having been treated unfairly, displeasure, irritation, hurt, hate, ill feelings. And as spiritual beings having a brief human experience, we all go through this. We all go through this on earth. The key is to be able to recognize it and deal with it to the best of your ability and don't let it deal with you. Even if it deals with you, if you're learning from it, you'll be okay. But all of us have been through some things where we feel we've been treated unfairly. We get irritated sometimes. We have some ill feelings sometimes. I'm talking about not only physically, but also mentally. I know a lot of people who are dealing with a lot of hate. Another word for hate is a strong dislike, whether it's with themselves or whether it's with somebody else because of the way they've been treated. And when these emotions come upon you, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, recognize that it's okay. But if it's putting you in a bad emotional space, you got to pivot, and you want to pivot and let the process take its place. You don't want to stay stuck there, because what happens is if you keep digesting these unhealthy emotions, it's going to eventually override your psychological dynamics, and you're going to be at a place where you will have that bitter indignation. Having stated that, once again, we all grow through this. I like to use the word grow. We all grow through it. Somebody say they haven't, then I don't believe that. We all grow through these feelings in our life on earth. As a result of dealing with this bitter indignation, let me ask you a couple of questions. Please, ma'am, and please, sir. At this time, based on the definition that I just gave about resentments, are you repressing any self-resentments at this time? Are you repressing any self-resentments at this time? And the reason I said self, because you guys have heard me verbalize over the years, we are with ourselves all the time. Sometimes we have ill feelings as a result of the way we treated our own self. Sometimes we got some irritation as the way we treated our own self. Because it starts with you first. Not to minimize anything else that's happened to you, but you're with you all the time. So are you having any resentments against yourself at this time? And if you are, once again, I congratulate you for recognizing it. If you're not, I congratulate you for that too. But if you are holding on to any resentments against yourself, that bitter indignation, how are you dealing with it? Because once again, after 40 years in mental health, I do know if you don't deal with it, it's going to deal with you. Don't deny it. You're going to work through it. It's a process. Are you repressing any self-resentments at this time? Do you have any resentments against other people? But deal with self first. Part B, do you have any resentments against other people? And sometimes those resentments are justifiable. Where are you at with that? Are you dealing with that? Are you working through that? Are you still holding on to those resentments? What do you think is the best way to work through it? Don't let it stay. Don't let it continue to fester, because it's gonna override you and put you in a place you don't need to be. Because you got your dreams, hopes, and aspirations that you got to live. So don't be stuck in yesteryear and yesterday. You want to work through it. Key word here is work through it. Is it healthy to have resentments? Is it healthy to have resentments? And these are the only questions you can answer. You don't need nobody to tell you, because the experiences that brought the resentments they are your experiences. Yes, it's good to learn from others, but your experiences are your experiences. Their experiences are their experiences. My experiences are my experiences. So is it healthy to have resentments from your own personal experience? Is it healthy? You answer that question. Only you can answer that question. You don't need anybody to tell you. Once you get the definition and understanding, then you make the decision whether it's healthy or unhealthy based on your own experiences. And as a result of what I just said, are you really honest with yourself when it comes down to dealing with your resentments? Are you really honest with yourself? Are you rationalizing? Are you trying to minimize? No, I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm okay. I'm a little pissed. How honest are you with yourself in dealing with your resentments? How honest are you with yourself as dealing with these bitter indignations that we deal with as a human being? Only you will know these answers. How will you know when you have healed from your resentments? How will you know when you have healed? Heal is to get healthy. How will you know when you have healed? What needs to transpire within your mind, body, soul, and spirit for you to say, okay, that bitter indignation is lower than it was before, or it's gone, or I'm dealing with it, I got a peace about it, how will you know? Part of my gift, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times we hear these buzzwords every day, but we never peel the onion with it. So how will you know? Nobody can tell you, well, you've healed now because you feel this, and you feel that, and you don't feel this. They didn't have your experiences. You had your experiences. So as I verbalized before, and we'll say again, we have a human clock inside of us. You will know, but how will you know? If you're holding on to a bitter indignation that haven't been treated unfairly, you're holding on to any displeasure, any irritation, any hate, any ill feelings, how will you know when you have healed from that? That's a question only you can answer. Something has to transpire for you to say, I'm healed now. I'm healing. But you have to go inside of yourself to be able to challenge that to find out when you know that you have healed or you are healing. And it's a process. This is the stuff that I do, ladies and gentlemen, because it's all about being able to, as I say in my language, peel the onion. A lot of times we hear certain pieces of things, we don't get to the core. We just on the surface with it. Well, I'm pissed. I got resentments. I got this. I got that. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's peel the onion. Not to deny that you don't have the resentments. It don't make you a bad person. But how do you work through that process? That's my gift. We talk about it and we peel the onion and get down to the core. And that is a process. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, resentments, a bitter indignation at having been treated unfairly. Displeasure, irritation, hate, or ill feelings. We all go through it. We all taste it in the universe. And I feel real comfortable saying what I'm saying. I don't care who it is. We all taste these. So how will you know when you've healed? That's a question only you can answer. So be real with yourself. Let the process take its place, and it is a process. And you will know when you have arrived where you say, I'm dealing with it better, I feel better about it, but that has to come from the inside out, not the outside in. Resentments, we all deal with it. To the best of your ability, continue to birth your excellence, because what happens is you don't want anything to hold you back from creating your excellence. You got to create your excellence. But this is all part of the journey. Don't make you a bad person by no means, because I've been there myself. But I had to work through that process, piece by piece. I had to get to understand what resentment was. I had to work through my own self-resentments. I had to do this, ladies and gentlemen. I teach what I live, but I live what I teach. I had resentments against other people. I had to get to a point where it's okay, what benefit do these resentments or other people I'm holding on to besides running up my blood pressure and getting me pissed off? What I need to do about this, I had to work through that. So the things I'm telling you, I've been through myself, but I had to do it my way. You got to do it your way. I had to be able to get honest with myself. Because I would rationalize my resentments. Well, no, I'm not really pissed. I'm not really angry. Bada bing, bada boom. And then inside, I'm tore up from the neck up. I had to confront my own self. I had some resentments against myself for stuff that I had did against me. Not nobody else, but I did against me that I was not feeling good about, that I was pissed off about. I had to work through that. I had to learn how to forgive myself for abusing myself. Let me say this again. I had to learn how to forgive myself for abusing myself. And my resentments began to de-escalate. But it started with me first. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, how will you know when you have healed? Work through it. It's a process. Take your time. You ain't got to rush it. But once you confront it, you own it, then you begin to work through the process. And key word here is the process. Stay up, stay strong, work on your resentments. Peace and blessings.